Props.
What's going on?
That's all right. Yeah, so this is edition number 2, volume number 2 of our regular season recap / postseason preview podcast. We had a good time last year. Who we had Fontana, me, Jake, and Conrad that was on it.
Yes.
This time, Jake is being a little flaker and has decided to kind of ghost us and not respond anymore to our DMs. So shout out to Jake for being a weenie. But we are joined here by JB, who has brought us technology this time.
This brought us to the future.
He has. The production value of the recap show is really going up. So very excited for JB to introduce cool things like screen sharing and podcast video to the stream, but not audio, not music.
Not audio.
I'm not sure. That's right. '74. Hal has taken a backseat this year to Mr. Tommy D and the defense. So I'm not surprised. I kind of had a rough season, but I thought DeAndre Swift was in the lead for this all year.
Well, he's got 31 touchdowns on the ground.
That's a lot. You would think. He did. Yeah. Yeah. Not surprising. Well, it's a little surprising because I feel like Jake was running the ball a lot this year to div up the running back that he got from the Steelers, but he's always efficient, so no surprise. Oh, hey JB, the people of the league say they can't hear you talk. That is it. I can hear you talk. That is great to know. Are you? Is the music coming through still? And it's like it's trying to send the music instead of your mic.
Let me see what I can do here. Alright. They should be able to hear me now. Can the league hear me?
There's a delay, so let's wait a second.
Unfortunately, I won't have my
filters I can hear you on stream. Gotcha. You're good to go.
Alright. Good deal. Is my voice pretty bad because it does not have my filters and such on it? Or is it alright?
Filters? What do you got, like a Elvis filter?
I do.
Like a little new DJ radio.
Making sure I'm sounding good. A little bit, add a podcast base to my voice.
Gotcha. No, it sounds great. All right. I listened to it for approximately 3 seconds and I loved it. So.
All right, awesome. Glad to hear. So, all right, let's Well, now
Coach of the Year, Christian Metcalf, aka Stanley Nelson's son. Very nice to see him actually win something. So good for him. Way to go, Christian.
Christian with Coach of the Year.
His name is Coach Christian Metcalf.
Yeah, Stanley and Christian are back with us this cycle. But we'll jump over AFC Offensive Player of the Year. Former Giant great is the word on the street. Eric Flynn edging out a chain there for Offensive Player of the Year.
I did not know that. That's awesome. Former Giants, New York Giants legend Eric Flynn. That's awesome. Way to go, D Parks.
And then moving on to Depoy, we have the Bengals again. Nick Hopkins, probably not the last time we see the Bengals on this list, but gets the edge over Garrett, who did have the lead going into Week 18. So Hopkins coming up clutch there down the stretch.
I wonder did he get a couple picks that last game? Maybe that's probably what happened against the Jags.
Likely.
That's surprising. Middle linebacker winning MVP is surprising in general. Usually the awards don't really favor them.
Yeah, had to have the picks. Normally, it's not very heavily weighted on just straight up solo tackles, so probably had a number of tackles for loss.
He had a pick and 1.5 sacks in that last game. So
that'll do it.
That'll do it. He did. I think he had 12 or 13 picks on the year, so he had a good season. Another draftee working out well for the Bengals.
It is. Bengals again on Offensive Rookie of the Year, Denzel Bush, who did finish second this season in total rushing yards to Tommy Dawkins of the Giants, but Denzel Bush comes out as Offensive Rookie of the Year in the AFC, right above his teammate Demarius Rice.
Right. Yep. Again, no surprise. Truman for the Broncos was the benefit of a lot of passing, sometimes good, sometimes bad. But great season for him in his rookie year. And then a couple other receivers, the Danny Washington kid in Cleveland who had Donnie 12, or I think it's Donnie 12 is what he goes by on Twitter.
Yeah,
Donnie 12 throwing to him. And then Jeff's guy, Keon Oakley, who's like 6'6" and like a beast, is up there too. So.
Yeah, the number of threats that are going to be there for the rest of the cycle will only have to be re-signed going into the final season. So these guys are remaining pieces for the rest of the way here. And then Defensive Rookie of the Year, Dolphins picking up their first award of the season. Sammy Carr, he's locked in for his bump this offseason. Just beats out a Bengal there, so that's huge.
Was he the X Factor that got drafted?
I do believe so.
Yeah, that guy looked like a beast pre-draft, and it turns out he was. So, congrats to Envy for doing that and replacing Jalen Phillips, who also had a great year. But I mean, if you're replacing him with a guy like Sammy Carr, that's a benefit.
It's easy, yeah.
And then moving on, getting down to the individual position awards. Quarterback, as expected, Kobe Donnell winning MVP. He picks up best quarterback of the season. Best running back going to the Offensive Rookie of the Year, Denzel Bush, again, just above Achan and Eric Flynn. Best wide receiver, the first ever, or self-acclaimed first ever 2,000-yard receiver, Tyreek Hill. That was heavily on Twitter. I think we've seen that at least once before.
Indeed.
But
yep, he had a great season.
Tyreek Hill and his running mate James Truman come in second there.
Right. Yeah, that's impressive. Where's the Rice kid?
Rice.
The other Bengal that finished like right up below the other running back.
He is not on best wide receivers. He has not cracked the top 10.
Interesting.
Weird.
But
Anyway.
Cordell Humphrey of the Bengals did make the top 10 at 9.
Of course he did. Another beast.
And then
No, go ahead. I was going to say OL. Looks like a superstar already won it, so whatever. Kind of lame.
Yeah.
No dev bumps there.
Nope. And then moving on to D-line, Myles Garrett was not able to win Defensive Player of the Year, but he does pick up Best D-Lineman, beating out Miles Murphy. Nobody close to the top that needed that bump too much. And then Best Linebacker going to Sammy Carr of the Dolphins, beating out Hopkins at that one. I think Carr is already X Factor, as we established, So
Sammy Carr lost Defensive Player of the Year, but wins Best Linebacker over Nick Hopkins? That makes no sense. All right, Madden.
It's the
let EA cook.
When I guess, I don't know, whatever these formulas are. One day we'll know. And then Best DB going to the Chargers, who had a resurgence this season with Snapple at the helm. Randy Ware picks up Best DB of this season.
Who's Randy Ware? Let's look at him. Ooh. Nice. He's a star dev, so that's awesome for him.
And
hopefully that grants a dev bump.
And noticing that Kobe Walters re-enters the league this season.
There he is. I knew there'd be a Walters out there.
Kobe is back. Now we're probably just waiting on Tay Walters for this next draft.
Is there not already a Tay? Usually that's like a first season, second season thing that he does, like first draft.
He may exist out there.
Oh, there's not. Oh. There's not a Tay Walters this year.
That's coming this year.
Nobody worthy.
That's right. Wait, watch the Baltimore Ravens first round pick this year. Little name change action going on.
Lamar is getting shipped out. Tay Walters coming at quarterback.
Yeah, that's right. I remember when I first joined this league, Madden 22, I had no idea that Tay Walters was like this guy's name. And so like I was just like, oh, cool, Tay Walters. And the next year it was like, wait, Tay Walters again? What's going on? And then I realized he does that, but it was just a funny realization.
Running it back.
That's right.
And then best kicker, Chargers again, Cole Langford.
Oh, already a superstar. Quite
scared of the NFC race because I was looking good and then had a sim in week 17 and he missed a kick.
Did he miss a kick?
He
did.
So.
No, that's awful. That's the worst.
But we'll leave that one for last. So moving over to the NFC, Offensive Player of the Year does go to DeAndre Swift, just shy of that MVP award, but he picks up Offensive Player of the Year in the NFC.
Deserved.
Moving on, Defensive Player of the Year, as expected, Jalen Phillips, who really had a coming-out season, 24 sacks on the year.
Yeah, he really led the league by a lot. Like nobody was even close to 24, I think.
And he was a menace. In my game against him, he had 9 tackles for loss, and it was just couldn't run the ball outside.
He actually finished with 26. I guess he had a couple in that last game. That's crazy in the sim.
Just beating up Trevor Coleman, who I've seen at least 3 pick sixes in the last week on clips.
Yeah, he's Trevor Coleman is like my favorite player on my team. He's like my Ray Lewis clone. Like I traded a 3rd and a 4th round pick for him, and now he's like going to be 99 overall as a 23-year-old. So love it.
Good return on investment.
That's why we play.
And then offensive Rookie of the Year, Giants' first appearance of the day, Tommy Dawkins, coming out the gate hot, beating out Russell, who did have the edge for probably half the season.
He did. At least probably like 14 or 15 weeks, he was the first one, and then Tommy just started turning it on, broke some tackles. Like Tommy was weird because like he would break tackles that he wasn't supposed to break, but then like he'd like get tackled for like a loss where he probably should break a tackle. but he would get his like 4 yards carry and then just like get one where he broke it out and ran for like a 60-yard touchdown every game, and it kind of helped his stats. So
that'll do it. And
that'll do it.
former running back convert Duke Boswell showing up at 7 on the list.
There it is.
First Buck appearance of the day. So
he's playing receiver for you now.
He is.
Nice.
We brought back Tank Bigsby for the cycle, and Boswell now plays in the slot.
Yeah, you had 2 on this list. Yeah, who's Hyde? Is that another receiver?
That's tight end. So
okay, gotcha.
Superstar tight end that we drafted in the first round.
There you go.
We were looking at Haynes, but Hyde ended up in our lap, and that's who we took at 11.
There you go.
And then Defensive Rookie of the Year, 49ers, Reptar. It was loud about his opportunities for end-of-year awards here. And Cam Bush picks up the Defensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, that's awesome for him. He's a star, so getting a superstar defensive tackle is always a huge, huge moment in your franchise. So 21 years old, too. This guy's going to be really good.
Yeah.
But let's talk about this. He's completely ruining his development by just spamming finesse move.
Is he?
Reptar.
Is that all he talked about?
Mix up your... No, I'm just looking at his card right now. He's 87 finesse move, 64 power move, 73 block shed.
You said 64 power?
Yes. Train him at run stopper. Train him at power move. He is 21. He has time. All right? Don't ruin it for yourself.
That guy should be no higher than 80 overall this season.
He's 79 right now, but yeah, he should not be getting finesse move bumps any longer. In my humble opinion. Do what you want, build your player, but my God.
And then moving best quarterback, Sam Howell does pick up best quarterback in the NFC.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Too much. Carmichael gave a little bit of a race for a while, but did blow up towards the end of the season there. Schultz showing up on the list here at 3, rookie quarterback. It's certainly multi-dimensional.
Dynamic.
And Justin Fields and Buchanan. Fields, unfortunately, did fail breakout this season, so it's very unfortunate.
Tragic. Is he going to get X Factor at the chart?
I am not certain. We could certainly take a look. He did have decent completion percentage, I believe, when I was looking at it, so not sure how the rest of the stats lined up.
Interesting. Well, he's good regardless. I mean, he's a unique talent. It's really crazy how whenever we started this league and we were looking at, Fields, and he was like 74 overall, star dev, 23 or 24 years old. And it was like, well, he's probably done for, probably cooked. 97 overall, 27 years old. Crazy.
Yeah, the development, really the work Detroit put in, really paid off there.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the introduction of the trainings this year has really helped be able to revive those on the fringe type guys. Because like giving him an extra 750 XP a week, which I'm assuming has been done to try to get the dev bump, really goes a long way.
Yeah, you can certainly make up a lot of ground. Guys at 24 are not dead any longer.
Right, that's right.
And then best running back, no surprise there, DeAndre Swift. Just over Kendre Miller. Best wide receivers does go to Trey Haynes, the rookie in Atlanta, 6'8", an absolute menace.
8. My God. I think he looks taller because he's number 22. I don't know what it is, but like, Gio, what are you doing with number 22? It pains my soul every time I see that guy on the field.
Yeah, and you don't expect him to be mossing your corners, and he's got another tall guy at running back. So you would think 22 would be the running back, but he's also got another 6'6" player at the running back position. It's just
that team is absurd. Whenever the Saints and the Falcons play, I think the average height is like 6'6", like amongst the entire team. It's crazy.
Don't get too far ahead. That's a wild card matchup right there.
That is.
Toe to toe, height versus height. We'll see what happens in that one. And the best offensive line goes to the Giants. Not a huge bump for them, as is Andrew Thomas, who's already
X Factor. Yeah.
And then moving to best defensive line, Jalen Phillips and Kenny Wooden from the Falcons, 1 and 2. That Falcons D-line playing out of their minds this season. Another member, Montez Sweat, at 6.
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a lot of Falcons on that list.
Falcons certainly had their year after finishing second to last in the division and missing the playoffs last season. They came out the gates hot here.
The division rival has to throw that one in. Finishing second to last in the division. Love it.
And we got the division winner in here as well, who now sits.
That's right.
In good draft position. Good strategy.
3-14.
Not the winner of the division. That's for sure.
And then best linebacker Micah Parsons, who I believe was second on top sacks. It is.
Yeah, he was. It's just dumb how these guys get counted as linebackers. They should be edges. There should be an edge, and there should be a stand-up linebacker award. Coleman was robbed. Take it to my grave.
And then moving to best DB, he's been waiting at least a year for this one. Brandon Battle gets the award after losing out on it late in the stretch last season. He comes out on top this season.
So Jake kind of scared me earlier today where I was like texting him, and he told me, he was like, I don't think this award gives a dev bump. So just note, if Brandon Battle does not go superstar because winning this award, I'm going to be an emotional mess because he doesn't have pass deflection. For some reason, my corners don't break up passes; they only catch interceptions.
So, fair warning: the award does not guarantee a dev. I do know that.
Stop it.
However,
that's all I want to do. Take away all the wins, take away all the titles, take away the playoffs this year. I don't care. I just want Brandon Battle to be a superstar. I want one superstar corner, and then my job is complete.
You know what? I'll hook it up. If I get to the NFC Championship, I'll take that win.
Gotcha.
CC, the rest of CC didn't hear anything. We're good.
Yeah, no collusion here.
Collusion here. And then best kicker, we do lose. Oh my God, we lose bad. Gabe Ingles drops to 9 on the list, and Brandon Aubrey picks up number 1 for best kicker of the year.
For one miss, that's tough.
Ugh. Well, I also didn't kick a single field goal in my last week. So.
Yeah, well, that'll do it.
But Brandon Aubrey picks up the dev. I think he's. I don't know who Brandon Aubrey is. So
I would assume he's not a superstar. I've never heard of the guy in my life, but let's see. What is he? He is a normal. It's tragic.
No.
He will now be star dev.
No, that's awful. Oh man.
Maybe they can pick up.
And JB, you're gonna hate this when I tell you this. He's 31 years old.
Oh my God. He doesn't have a picture. How is he 31?
I don't know. Apparently he's a real person. I don't know who it is, but wait. He says he's 31, but his rookie year was last year.
No shot.
Or 2023 was his rookie year. He's a 29-year-old rookie. I don't know.
So he is real.
Might be on one here. Yeah, I don't know.
He might be one of those Australian guys.
Oh, he could be a rugby guy.
No, he's a kicker that plays for the Cowboys.
Huh.
Oh, dang. He is real. Okay.
He does exist. All right, and then starting to preview. Any thoughts there, guys, on the awards before we jump into the wild card matchups here?
So mostly expected stuff, but 4 defensive backs for turn on this list.
Yeah, we went. The defense went crazy this year. The defense went crazy. That's all I can say.
Defense certainly carried the mediocre year of Sam Howell. We'll leave it at that. And then
That's right. I agree.
Moving on to the wild card here. We got Browns, Chargers. I'll let you guys give your thoughts first, and then I'll provide my prediction.
Fontana?
Well, we can't forget Snapple won 2 Super Bowls. So it's hard to go against him on this one. I know. Are we calling him Flex or Jake?
Flex.
Flex is what I know him as.
There's old Jake in the league. You can't call somebody else Jake.
Flex has had like an up and down season. Sometimes it'll be like these phenomenal blowout wins, but other times it's tragic. Oh my God, this was the worst offensive line that he's ever had in his life, which is true.
Right.
But he's a good user. But I still see Snapple taking this one. He's he's been waiting to come back for a while and get back to the final game.
Yeah, no, it's hard to disagree. I think that the Browns. I'll just say this: the Browns had a great season. All right, they got to the playoffs. Really well done. Time to sit down. I guess Snalapa is going to win this game, and I think he's going to win it handily because that team that he has is juicy. Very, very good team. Really, all he needs is that superstar quarterback because he's always been one of the most consistent, smart passers in the league, and I think that's going to be what carries him over the hump here. Plus, he has George Kittle now too. I think he traded for him midseason, so it's a good pickup.
Yeah, certainly a huge aid. I noticed that you get a guy at tight end at that level, they just make plays that other guys don't make. I had that with Kelsey 2 seasons ago. It makes a huge difference come playoffs.
Right.
You give Snapple, right. Justin Herbert, there's not too many teams that can beat him. And that, I'm already foreshadowing that matchup between him and Jake for AFC Championship. That's going to be one of the better matchups we've seen in a while here.
If that is the matchup. I will say, not to discount the Browns here, the offensive line of the Chargers is not very good. I think obviously they have Rashawn Slater. I think that's their only abilities guy. And I know that Cleveland defensive line is pretty good, and they don't have just Garrett. They have another defensive tackle that I can't remember his name, but I know he drafted him like the first year he was superstar. But if that line can get pressure and some weird stuff can happen, and all those lurker linebackers in the Browns secondary can animate. Weirder things have happened. All right, weirder things have happened.
That's a fair point. And I will say Browns don't make a ton of mistakes. He has honestly, if his quarterback misthrows a ball, that's where the mistakes happen. Yeah. But there's not a lot of user error there. So if you play a clean game and Donnie 12 comes out strong, you're right. Anything can happen.
It could happen.
Then moving to the 3-6 matchup in the AFC, we got Dolphins and the Thunderbirds. One of the better, strong, I'd probably say the most intriguing matchup to me in this first round here. Envy can go toe-to-toe, especially on the offensive side of the ball. Balding has proven he can beat anyone in this league. I feel like. Who do you guys have in this matchup?
It's hard. It's hard to.
It's very hard to pick.
It's hard to pick this because I think they're both such good users, and either one of them can beat anybody on any given day if they play their A game, right? So if it depends on what BD comes out. Is it the BD who's making good reads and is running the ball and is playing sound defense, or is it the BD that throws an interception or gets upset or makes a mistake? Same thing for Envy. Is he going to come out and throw 3 interceptions really early and get down on himself and just start ho-chucking, or is he going to be that decisive carve you up type of guy who also has a 99 speed running back and plays really good defense? It's tough to pick. I think I have to go Envy here because he won both matchups in the regular season and his team is looking really good with Achane and those receivers. It's going to be hard for BD to stop him for all 4 quarters, I think.
Fontana?
Yeah, I think it's I think Jordan's kind of got it right on the dot. The only edge I'd give Envy here is the 2 times he beat him in the regular season. Otherwise, it'd be a little bit more closer. But yeah, and like you said, he's got speed all across the board on this team, which will do you.
I agree. It's probably the fastest team in the league in terms of running skill positions on offense. Waddle, Graham, and Achane are all like 98 or 99 speed. It's crazy. And Bird's not slow either.
They got the speed. I do feel like come playoffs, it does come down to those run games sometimes. And we saw it last playoffs. Brees, if you can't stop him, that's the recipe for success in Brooklyn. I think I'm actually going away from you guys here. I think I'm going Brooklyn this matchup. I think Brees is going to be the difference maker.
All right.
You're saving the graphic, JP. We love it. We love it.
Moving on to Colts Ravens. We should see the Colts show up to the game this year. Good. Just Sick returns to the playoffs. I'll say this, and I was talking to FitHawk about this. Just Sick was a top 3 user last cycle. By far. I'll argue anyone on that. He could literally beat anyone, and he was one of the toughest users to go against. He never made mistakes. He certainly his play style has changed a little bit, but come playoff time, I think he's gonna be right there in the mix. So I'll give my prediction first on this one. I'm going Ravens. I think this is a year that Just Sick returns to that top user threshold.
JB, I respect you, but I disagree with everything you just said. I don't. If Jeff plays the game, Jeff is going to win the game because Jeff's defense is so good. Whenever Jeff actually cares to play the game, right? If Anthony Richardson doesn't get hurt and he plays the whole season, I think Jeff has maybe one loss, and that was, or maybe two, because he had to play me and Jake. But when Jeff plays his game, gets out of his head and he just plays defense, that is what wins him games. And if he does that, he's going to win this game by a lot, I think. I hope he does. I hope he does play, and I hope he goes and gives Jake a matchup eventually if he makes it that far, because that game is always fun. It's always a good watch, and going back and watching that game, it's always, a 7-point game coming down to the last drive like it was in the regular season. So I'm really looking forward to that if it happens. But for this game, I think that defense is going to have Lamar's head in a tizzy. All right. It's going to be spinning with how all over the place Nick Cross is and those linebackers. I'm looking forward to the matchup.
Yeah, I think it's kind of Anthony Richardson versus Lamar Jackson, but Jeff's defense is pretty stout, and I think that's going to get to Lamar a little bit. I do think Just Sick is a top user, but I don't. Like you said, that was last cycle. This year it's been a little bit different, but I'll probably still give the edge to the Colts here for the defense.
All right. So going against you guys in the past 2 matchups, we will move to the NFC. We have a division rivalry in the first round. The 2-7 ends up with Atlanta against New Orleans. Who you guys have here?
I don't know. It's hard to say.
I don't know.
It's that a lot of these games are just so close. It's really tough. Gio is obviously, has the 2 seed and has played a great season, but in the playoffs, I feel like FitHawk locks in. And when FitHawk locks in, I think schematically he just understands the game more than a lot of people. He always out of everyone that I play, I think playing FitHawk is one of the toughest challenges when I'm on offense in the entire league. And if he brings that and he throws some weird stuff at Gio and he confuses him, I kind of think FitHawk's going to win this game.
I kind of do as well. This matchup is 50-50 in the regular season anyways.
Mm-hmm.
And, Robert Schultz adds a new pedigree for JB or Gio in this scenario. But every time you play against FitHawk, he knows what you're coming out in, and he knows how to adjust for it. Same thing on defense. He knows what your look is, even if it seems disguised. He's like, he knows what this is. It's when he locks in and he's serious about the game, he really does know what he's doing, and I think he'll come out on top on this one.
Yeah. We'll say Gio did win both games in the regular season, so take that for what it's worth. But when push comes to shove, it's hard to beat the same team 3 times. All right, that's all I'll say. It's hard to beat the same team 3 times in a year.
It is. I think similar to what I said with the Thunderbirds, Kendre Miller. He gets going and he has that freight train. FitHawk's not scared to run the ball 30 times. I think that's people shy away from that, and they. Some people aren't comfortable just continuing to run the ball, but the run is working. You don't stop running the ball. And FitHawk has shown that he's more than happy to run the ball 30, 35 times in a game. And he'll get his throws in, but he's happy just sitting on those long drives, and that'll keep the pressure on Gio, and I think it's the first to make a mistake in this one. Who's trying to force the ball down the field. Both teams have the top, in the tallest receiving course.
They're going to dunk on you. Yeah. They're going to dunk on you.
So who's going to get a little greedy and throw a ball, and whose quarterback is going to make a mistake? Both those quarterbacks are not going to throw 100% perfect passes. They don't have those abilities yet, so a mistake's going to happen. We'll see which way it goes.
Right.
And then moving on to
wait, we can't move on
who's
yet.
your pick?
I said at the beginning, Ryan, your guys' coattails. I'm going with the Saints. I'm leaning on Kendrick Miller.
Okay.
So that's
3 for 3 on the 7 seed. Love it.
Big 7 seed upset. And then the next one, and I'll start this one off because I won't start mine off, but I'm going a little back and forth. My initial thought is Reptar has that trap game where, right? I'll put it this way: Reptar is the better team. He has the more talented team. There's no reason he should not win this one. But we all know what happens to Reptar sometimes, and God knows it's never his fault. So,
God knows.
I will say, Reptar has been playing a lot cleaner. There's a reason Aiden Carmichael was towards the top of best quarterback for most of the season. He continues to play that game, and he uses Laporta the way he's been using him, who led the league in touchdowns. He will win this game, and he's got the defense to be able to contain the Cowboys. So I will go with the 49ers and Reptar in this one.
I got to go with you. I think in the past he's been a little inconsistent. This year, he's not really had to deal with Huss, but I think that doesn't get over the fact that he's still been a fairly consistent user in these games. He's done well with Carmichael. I think he has a chance of making a deeper run this year, just due to him focusing a little bit more. But like you said, if that focus goes away and Ty Money can get into his head and get into the game, then he's got a chance of making it close, a little bit competitive. But I'm going to go with the 49ers on this one.
I got to say, I just played Reptar a few weeks ago, and it was probably the most frustrating game I've played all cycle because dude has so many knockouts in his secondary, in his safeties and his linebackers. I swear he must have had 7 or 8 knockouts during that game. Hashtag ban knockout KOs. I'll say it till I die. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is he is a very good user. People have tried to discredit him, and there's like, oh, he's really young, or they play tricks on him because he's kind of emotional and he'll live tweet his games. You cannot deny how much Reptar has improved from his first season in this league until now. He is so much better of a user, especially offensively. He carved me up a bit. Like he put up like 30 points on me. I think that he has the potential to go to the Super Bowl this year. It might be Reptar's year. It might be. It could be his year. I'm going to be the first to say it. Is I think he plays soundly. I think he knows where he wants to go on offense, and he doesn't make those stupid mistakes very often. I don't see this game being too close, honestly. I think those knockouts are going to frustrate Ty Money, who likes to throw the ball downfield, and it's not going to work. It's not going to work because Reptar's going to sit in that cover 3, and he's going to let Hufanga and that other safety Ward go to work. They're just going to go to work. If you look at the stats on pass breakups, it's insane. I'm pulling it up right now. Deflections, sorting by most. Hufanga, number 1 in the league with 20 pass breakups. Jair Brown, his other safety, second in the league with 15. The next closest person was 12. 12! Because he has knockouts on all, like he has all 3 and all 4 knockouts on all of his ability slots. He's gonna be very frustrating to play in these playoffs, and I think he's gonna go a long way.
It's a smart way to play. While knockouts are in the game, gotta use them.
While they are in the game. Wait, JB, don't give me hope. CC member, did you say while they're in the game?
While they're in the game.
Okay. All right, I'm getting excited.
There's been zero talk to temper it down. but off season's coming up, so if I have an early playoff exit, I might just need something to fulfill my time.
I'm going straight into Conrad's DMs, and I'm telling him to put every single knockout that you have on every one of your DBs and frustrate the hell out of JB. So you carry that trophy, carry that flag in this offseason to get those knockouts. At least the stacks. Like, you can't have 4 knockouts on your freaking X Factor safety. It's crazy.
Why do you think I picked up Derwin and Justin Simmons? They didn't play all season. Here they come, playoff time.
Toxic.
All right,
Hey,
moving on.
Now that Battle's got a dev, I hope that doesn't mean that you're.
Wait, whoa, knock on wood. Maybe. No jinx. All right.
And
off the what?
Now that
moving on.
I hope you're not off the cornerback chart or DB chart train.
Oh no, I'm fully on it. Even if
no.
Battle does get a dev, there should be a chart because the PBUs are just awful this year.
If we do a chart, it would be minimum 15 breakups. So.
Looks like Browns Chargers are kicking off.
Yeah, there's a couple games kicking off, I think.
Awesome. So we'll get some results here coming up, and then last matchup of the first round, the 4 versus 5 seed in the NFC, Lions against the Bucks. I'll let you guys start here.
I think the Bucks are so terrible. No, just kidding. I'm just kidding. This is gonna be a good game. This is gonna be a good game. I'm really excited about it. You have Conrad, who I thought was going to play a little bit better with that team, especially after his preseason game where he came out and started, like, he whooped on Envy in the preseason, and Envy was, like, really upset because, like, he's like, the guy killed me. But, like, during the regular season, like, he didn't perform that way, and it was really weird to see him lose as many games as he did because I really think Conrad is a really good user and really smart offensively and defensively as a good user. But at the same time, the Bucks have had a great season too. They've had a really good season, and the pass game, you can't deny how many dots Buchanan throws. He really does have. I think he has the special sauce. Fontana, you can share this. You can reminisce on this with me. FIFA in EA FC or whatever you want to call it. In FIFA, EA designs certain players with certain animations that give them the juice, right? So I think they do that for Madden too. Like, I think certain players have, like, different, like, intricate, like, intangible traits within them that cause them to be just better than other players. Like, you'll see it in running styles. Like, some running backs, like, break more tackles even though they probably shouldn't. I think Buchanan has that special sauce. So I'm picking the Bucks here. Plus that defensive line goes crazy. I think and the DBs obviously have been devved up. So it's hard to overlook that team with JB, with Buchanan behind the helm.
Can't disagree.
Unbiased opinion.
Coming from someone that's got to play him twice a year, regardless of what kind of game we have, like, if it's something where there's crazy EA whatever going on, or if he's just absolutely killing me, and regardless, Buchanan is slinging the ball, and no matter what it is, it's a completion. The amount of times that there are incompletions, I could count on one hand for each game, because he's just that consistent. I do think if Comrade can get his run game going, this is what killed me. If he can get it consistent and get a little bit of a lead, he could give the Bucks some trouble. But I mean, I think Derwin James coming in. I think he was upset all year. He just he was waiting for the playoffs to start. Having these types of players, I think Bucks have a little bit of a higher quality team, and that'll give them the edge over the Lions.
I like it.
I think so too. Defend Jahmyr Gibbs. Stop Jahmyr Gibbs. That's your one goal.
Put that on Twitter today. He posted a clip of Jahmyr going off.
I saw it.
That's the key. People play differently in playoff games. They run the ball a lot more. If you could shut down the run and you can establish the run, you can beat some teams that maybe you normally wouldn't beat if you're just trying to air it out. So it's all about playing smart.
You got inside stuffs on that line yet?
I do not, actually. Because I was building them well-rounded, and that was my problem. So.
Oh, yeah, I get it. I get it.
Like, Garrison Ross is one bump away from inside stuff, but he's also got 87 power rusher. So I'd rather build him that way. But, yeah, it doesn't help me in these playoffs.
Right. Yeah.
Garrison
Building
Ross
for the
with
future. We love to see it.
the horse
Right.
collar. So you see the old dude that looks like he's playing in the 50s. That's
Love it.
Mr. Garrison Ross.
Love it.
All right. So that wraps it up for the wild card preview and really wraps it up for what I wanted to go through in today's show. Did you guys have any closing thoughts or final points you wanted to touch on?
Not particularly.
No.
Good luck, everybody. It's another year. Anybody can beat anybody.
Another year wild card
it's a
is
good set of
underway.
playoff games. Yep.
What'd you say, Fontana?
I just said it's a good set of playoff games this year.
It is.
A lot of quality all around. It's very. There's no one that I'm like, yeah, this person's destroying this person. Yeah, this person's destroying this person. Mostly close for everything.
Should be good.
Awesome.
I'm gonna go watch this Browns game.
Yeah, well, wild cards are underway, guys. Go tune in. It's gonna be a good stretch of 2 days here, and then we're gonna close in on Super Bowl 74. Good luck to everybody. Appreciate Jaron and Fontana for joining me today, and we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah.
Peace.